guys, welcome back to our channel. In today's video we are here to do a full bait tutorial. This can be a date night tutorial, like a date night going out with your boyfriend, your husband, your girlfriends, whatever. It could be like a club kind of look, you know what I mean, very sultry, sexy. But anyways guys, today I decided to go all in the makeup. We have a full coverage beat going on, very dramatic eyes. Let me know what you think of the look down below in the comment section. But before we get started into the tutorial, if you're not yet a part of our TSQUAD family and you would like to join, don't forget to subscribe in the link down below so you can become part of our TSQUAD family. Also, don't forget to follow me on Snapchat, Instagram, and Facebook. The links are in the description box below. Like this video if you like what you are seeing. And with that being said guys, if you want to learn how to recreate this eye look, or if you want to know the products on my skin, or if you just want to hang out with me for the next couple of minutes or so, then let's go ahead and get started. Alright guys, so we're nice and zoomed in. I'm going to start with primer. I'm going to take this one right here. This is the One Heck of a Blot Instant Perfecting Primer. This does have like mattifying properties. It says it's a 12-hour pore shrink mattifying primer. I'm going to go ahead and apply it right here where I tend to get really oily, which is on my T-zone. Prior to this, I already had moisturizer, and I also went ahead and put natural aloe vera. I believe that's how you call it, the green plant. I don't know, but I did apply some of that, and then I also applied this one right here, which you guys already know I really like. Okay, so we're actually going to start off with the eyes. As you guys can see, I have one eye already done. I have a tad bit of the P. Louise base on my eyelids right now, and we're actually going to be using this palette right here. This is the Artistry Palette 35M by Morphe, which looks like this. By the way, let me know what other colors you guys want me to play around with. Today we're going to play with the browns, I mean from this side, and then the black as well. But I'm going to start with this one right here, and I'm going to take that on a Morphe M433 blending brush, and I'm going to begin by swirling this all over my crease area to act as a transition shade. This is just going to help all of the other shadows blend very easily. And because we're working with blacks and like really dark browns, I really want a brown to peek through, just like this eye. So once you wipe motions back and forth, you guys know the drill. This palette actually didn't have too much fallout. I thought it was gonna be like messy just because I am working with blacks, but it actually was not, so I was actually surprised. Now we're gonna move into the dark brown right here, and same thing, I'm just gonna begin by patting this on the outer V of my eye, slowly working it into the crease. And for this, I'm doing very small circular motions. Ever so lightly with whatever is left on the brush, I'm just going to go ahead and run it on my inner corner as so. Like we have a really nice base down. Now I think we're ready for the dark browns and the blacks in the palette. So I'm still working with the exact same brush. I'm just cleaning it in a towel as I go with a different shade, but now I'm going to pick up the darkest brown right here from the palette, and then I'm going to go into the black shade. Alright guys, and for the dark brown, I'm actually only concentrating this on the outer V of my eye, and I'm using tapping motion, so I'm not going to blend yet. I'm just tapping the shadow right now. Now ever so lightly, I'm going to do very small circular motions only on the outer corner of my eye. Just because that's where the most pigment is going to be at, right here. So very tiny motions. This dark brown shadow is also only going to create a base for the black. That way it's easier to work with, and you know where exactly to place it, and it's not too messy. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take a black liner. This is Morphe in Dark Room. I'm just going to go ahead and line my lash line real quickly, but I'm not going to bring it all the way to my inner corner. Just like so, and it's okay if it's messy or if it's a little too thick. Okay, now what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to take a angled flat definer brush. This one is the AOA E144. And I'm going to pick up some of the black shadow, and I'm going to go ahead and run it right there on top of the eyeliner. Now I'm going to take a different small blending brush, and I'm going to pick up some of the black shadow from the palette, and I'm going to go ahead and place it on the outer corner of my eye. Same thing as the brown, very small circular motions, and slowly we're going to be working it on the inner half crease. I'm trying to put the black rather low than the brown, so a tad bit lower. Now I'm going to go back into the brown blending brush that I was using, and I'm going to go ahead and blend that black. I really love eye looks that have a lot of black in them, just because I feel like they look sultry and sexy, or like dark brown looks, and I feel like they're just perfect for like a night out. You just look very, very, very glam, you know? This is obviously going to take time, so you really do have to be patient. Obviously, I have to cut a lot of the blending process, but I am taking my time in blending this just because blacks can be tough, you know? I'm going to go into a clean blending brush. This is a very fluffy brush. This is the Kara Beauty K17 brush, and then I'm just going to go ahead and blend the edges out. This is my favorite all over blending brush, just because, I don't know if you guys are able to tell, but I love the wand from the brush just because it's like thicker from the top and then it goes super slim towards the bottom. I feel like brushes like this are just definitely easier to work with. As you guys can see, I'm grabbing the pencil from like far back, and that's just going to give me a very light blend. Now taking a little bit of the P. Louise base, I'm going to go in with the Luxie Small Shader 245 brush, which is just a flat brush, and I'm going to go ahead and use this to cut my crease. So what I like to do is I like to place the base right here in the center, look up, and then wherever the line touches, which is right there, that's where I'm going to go ahead and cut it. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut it real quick. And then once I'm done cutting it, I'm just going to go ahead and press the base like so. I'm going to take my blending brush, the one that has the brown shadow, and I'm just going to go ahead and stamp it right here, because I don't really want the division between the base and then the black and the brown. So I'm going to move on to this Long Lasting Shadow Stick by AOA Studio, and this is in the shade Shimmer Twinkle, and I'm just going to apply some on the back of my hand and then work from there. Taking my K36 by Kara Beauty, I'm just going to go ahead and pick that up, and I'm going to go ahead and stamp this all on top of the white base. You know me, I'm going to go ahead and take the Extra Mile, and I'm going to take this BH Cosmetics Diamond Dazzle. This is a loose foil pigment, and I'm going to run it right on top of what I just did. You guys see that it just took it to like the next level? Now I'm going to go into the Morphe M506, which is a super tiny blending brush, and I'm just going to go ahead and work this right here on the outer corner. I'm going to pick up some of the brown shade, the dark brown, and I'm just going to go ahead and work it right here. I don't want a division, like I don't want a line right there, so I really just want to blend this inwards. I'm going to go ahead and take the NYX On The Rise Volume Lift Mascara. I'm going to apply just a tad bit so we can move on to false lashes. For falsies, I'm going to go ahead and try the Def lashes in the style Infinite, which are my favorites, which are these right here. I don't know if they go completely with the look, but I'm going to go ahead and try and see. But I'm going to go back into the palette, and I'm going to take the first shade right here, which is a Champagne Shimmer. And I'm going to go ahead and take that shade and pop it on my brow bone to act as a brow bone highlight. I don't have too much shimmer. It's more of like a satiny kind of finish. That's why I like it, because it's not full-on shimmer. Alright guys, so now we're going to move on to foundation, and because it is like a full coverage beat, a more like, I don't know, a night out, a 0 to 100, whatever you want to call it, I am going to go in with a fuller coverage foundation. I'm going to go ahead and take the Huda Beauty foundation. This is the full filter in the shade Creme Brulee 150G. This is definitely a super intense full coverage foundation. It also does have a scent, so if you are sensitive to scents, then I really do not recommend this at all. As always, I'm going to take my Expert face brush and I'm going to go ahead and blend it out first with this, and then I'm going to go into the Beauty Blender. Shade is definitely off. It's way lighter. I mean, I did buy this a really long time ago, but we're going to have to work with it, and I might just like drag it down. This is literally like mask full coverage, like intense full coverage. Now I'm just taking the sponge and I'm just going to go ahead and further blend everything out to kind of sheer the coverage a little bit and to give you a more like seamless blend. Something very similar to this foundation from the drugstore is the Conceal and Perfect by Milani. That one is intense full coverage, and I feel like it's also as thick as this one, so it's definitely going to give you full coverage. To warm up my skin, I'm going to go ahead and take the Revolution foundation stick in the shade F12. This is like my jam, you guys. I'm literally like ride or die for this thing. But because I'm looking a little bit ghostly, I really need some color right now, so I'm going to go ahead and take this real quick. My Luxie 215 small contour brush, I'm just going to go ahead and blend this out real quick. Moving on to concealer, I'm going to go ahead and take the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Concealer in the shade 190. And as always, I'm just going to go ahead and conceal underneath of my eyes, on my forehead, on the tip of my nose, and on my chin as well. Now I'm just going to go ahead and blend everything out. I'm going to go ahead and take my Deluxe Concealer brush. You guys know that I really like to blend out my concealer right here around my nose area with the brush. This is just going to help push the product into my pore area. I'm just going to go ahead and blend this real quick. If you have large pores like myself, then I really recommend you do this technique just because it is going to help the longevity of your makeup right here in this area. Now I'm going to move on to the sponge, and I'm just going to go ahead and blend the concealer underneath of my eyes. To set the skin, I'm going to go ahead and take the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Translucent Powder. I actually just ordered a new one just because this one is like completely out. And you guys know how much I love this powder. By the way, this powder is on sale right now at Ulta. I believe it's like $3, so take advantage of the sale because it is a bomb ass powder. So I'm just going to go ahead and set the areas where I apply concealer, and then I'm going to lightly set my entire face. We have such a beautiful canvas going on right now. I am obsessed. To bronze my skin, I'm going to take the Morphe bronzer in the shade Icon. Now I'm going to go ahead and take the NYX bronzer, the matte one, in the shade Medium. Now I'm going to go back into my translucent setting powder, and I'm going to go ahead and cut my cheekbones. Now we're going to go back into the Morphe 35M Artistry palette to finish the lower lash line. And I'm going to begin by taking this very light brown shade. I'm going to go ahead and take that on a Coastal Scents BRC SOA brush. Because I do want this look to be pretty blown out, I am bringing this shade a little bit lower than I normally would. This is just going to make my eyes look bigger as well. Now I'm going to pick up a flat definer brush, and I'm going to pick up the black shade from the palette, and I'm going to go ahead and stamp it only on the outer portion of my eye. And I'm only going to bring it halfway through. And then I'm going to go back into my blending brush, and I'm going to go ahead and blend that out. Going into the Morphe black eyeliner, I'm going to go ahead and align my waterline real quick. I'm going to go back into the tiny blending brush and I'm going to pick up some of the dark brown shade from the palette. I'm just going to go ahead and run this on my lower lash line. Picking up a different blending brush. This is just a regular normal brush for your eyelid. I'm going to pick up some of the light brown shade from the palette and I'm just going to go ahead and run it right here on my lower lash line. Now I'm going to move on to mascara. I'm going to take the same one, the NYX On The Rise Volume Lift Mascara. I'm going to go ahead and apply some on my bottom lashes. Now I'm going to move on to the foil pigment and I'm going to take some of this on a small pencil brush and I'm going to place the pigment inside my inner corner right here. Just like that. I'm going to take the Alamar Cosmetics Blush Trio and I'm going to pick up some of Seclusion and I'm going to mix it in with this one right here. And because this is more of like a nighttime makeup look, it's okay if I go heavy-handed on the blush because in a minute it's gonna get toned down. Alright guys, so now we're going to go ahead and set the skin. I'm going to take my Morphe Continuous Setting Mist, but I'm going to go ahead and cover my lashes. For highlighter, I'm going to take this one right here. This is the Ombre Z highlighter with Anastasia Beverly Hills. Since I want something a little bit more gold, I'm going to go into the Becca Prosecco Pop highlighter. Moving on to lipstick, I'm going to go ahead and line my lips with the Morphe lip liner in the shade Sweet Tea. We're going to go in with a nude liquid lipstick just because we have a lot going on the eyes already. I'm going to take Naked by Kylie. I went on a rant on social media, but I am back after like 2 hours to film the outro and the intro of today's video. But I have been wearing my makeup on for like 2 hours now at this point and I still think it looks bomb. But anyways guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. Let me know what you think of the makeup look down below. Also, don't forget to follow me on social media, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook. The handles are listed in the description box below. Don't forget to like this video if you want more full beat tutorials. And with that being said guys, I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to leave a couple of videos on here on the screen in case you missed my recent uploads. And I will catch you guys very soon in Monday's video. Bye guys.